And here we are in Act 2. We've got the Snecko tail, the lizard tail. We got the Snecko eye, and unfortunately we're playing the wrong class with the Snecko skull. But
I know.
what else can we aim towards in this Act, Teak?
The Snecko's friends. We will take out all of Snecko's friends.
Oh, let's do it.
It's required of us. And you know what? So I think you were on the money in the previous show. Way back then, in that lizard tail can be an extension of HP for the heart, but what it can be for us right now is the insurance we need to take a pretty aggressive path to get stronger, because we just don't have that many combat relevant relics other than our boss relics, right? We have as many boss relics as combat relics right now. We have a runic cube and a Snecko eye, and we have a ornamental fan, which is like, we hope that we roll some hands where that's relevant, and a lizard tail. So we should definitely lean on lizard tail to get more relics.
I'm thinking exactly along the same line you were talking about there of needing to buy the extra time to get powerful. I think 267, we've got a shop in the second space. We go for it and we look for a card.
Agreed. A big expensive card. Nice big expensive.
Oh,
It's
let's bludgeon.
Should
Let's
be
get
possible. A bludgeon. Yeah, we could get a bludgeon there. We totally could. We could get the corruption there. We could get the demon form of the barricade there. Honestly, the barricade's not as good yet, but it will be. Its time is coming. Nice.
I mean, especially with the True Grit and then the second application from the Feel No Pain, although that's, you know, both Feel No Pains will act in one stack for the sake of that. The Juggernaut is also another thing that I'm looking at, like, I'd like some small undirected damage, because currently, like, our deck at its highest aspiration is large directed damage.
Yeah.
So it's got to
get I think it's a common case that when you first pick up that Snecko eye, your deck becomes the front load king, right? And that becomes the thing that you're good at is front load, and you've got to figure out how to convert that front load into a lot of gained value through fights so that you can get better at scaling. Is it early enough to Searing Blow?
Is it still early enough?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's only 2 midline upgrades.
But do we ever just, like, how much damage does it do? It's got 1 upgrade. Do you ever just take it to have a 16 damage card in the deck?
Maybe if we were after this shop and we absolutely hated the options we got there. But at the moment, instead, I'm looking towards Ghostly Armor. If it
Armor's fine.
Disappears in our hand, it's 8 block.
Yeah. I think that's fine. I agree. I'm in. I'm so spoiled now by other game. Oh, geez.
Oh.
No. Look away. The Dark Embrace is great. Do
we want to lose the run?
I do think that this is the wrong time to take Brimstone. I probably have beaten the heart at Ascension 20 with Brimstone 4 times, and every time, no matter how good the deck was, it was so scary. And this is not one of those decks. So yeah.
Hey, can I pitch you a play here?
Yeah.
Art of War. Largely for basically the situation where we have a hand that is so awfully costed and none of the attacks are really impactful. Well, the next hand's better.
Yeah. That 4th energy is so much more than the 3rd with Snecko Eye, right? I love that play.
Cool. Do we also want to cut a strike?
I am contemplating the Dark Embrace here over that.
So I do honestly like the extra draw, but we don't have much exhaust in the deck. But we do want to include more exhaust in the deck. Yeah, okay.
The first play that I saw was Burning Pact Dark Embrace card remove, honestly. But I'm pretty convinced by this Art of War right now.
I like it. Now
I think we'll be oh god, we're 1 off from the card remove. That's wild.
Do we still want Burning Pact, or do we want a potion, or do we want to save and walk away? I worry with Burning Pact, if it ever costs more than 1, I'm not playing it. Because I'm drawing cards that I can then probably not play.
Do you want that Perfected Strike?
Because we're still lacking damage. Are we though? Immolate, Blood for Blood, Body Slam.
Maybe it's not too bad. It's not quite as saturated as I'd like, since we do have all of our strikes and defends, but since we do have all of our strikes and defends, maybe Perfected Strike is not bad here. It's sure not upgraded. but we could make it so. We're probably upgrading Immolate first.
Not just Immolate, but also like Impervious wants an upgrade
Yeah.
pretty strongly.
Yeah.
I think at this point we
Bash.
are like planning for
Yeah.
Bash to get out of the deck possibly.
Oh, I was gonna suggest upgrading it now. Now that we
Ooh.
have Snecko, I think that makes Bash a better card.
Okay.
I think Bash's core concern for Ironclad is that Ironclad's very energy hungry, and the later you get, the more that you find you can do better.
Mhm.
But now that we have Snecko Eye, I think it looks like a pretty reasonable upgrade target.
I gotta be honest,
I-
way more than the Perfected Strike, I'm interested in getting an energy potion to fix a possibly bad turn against an elite.
Okay, I like that, and that helps us take the super aggressive path.
Yeah.
I love how many options we have here.
So many options as well. Okay, well,
Shock-
there's an
Shockwave
obvious
is
easy
so
one.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there any other
Right.
choice?
Carnage is fine. I think this Shockwave is incredible.
Yeah, it's
I think
too
it's the
good.
missing ingredient. It's also a card that says exhaust on it.
Speaking of cards that say exhaust on them, but they draw and they provide block, and we're not using health as a resource seriously in this run, are we?
We can't. I don't think we can. I think. Oh, geez.
Really?
So here are the pros. Here are the cons. Right here that I see. And
This is the second time in a row we've been offered
Yeah,
apparitions
I
after
know.
the Snecko as well.
so Ironclad frequently floats health as resource, and we have Runic Cube, which encourages us to have some health to be able to turn into draw. Right.
Mhm.
Although you could argue that works with apparitions. The same thing we said last time. Snecko Eye, I think, is a bit of a hit to apparitions, because part of the value of apparitions is that in a typical hand you can afford to play all of them. But a lot of the times with Snecko Eye, we'll draw 2 or 3 apparitions and we get to play one of them, which is a lot of lost value. And then we've lost max HP to convert into max HP with the Lizard Tail.
Mhm.
And Snecko Eye's big thing for me is that one of its big weaknesses is that it makes the variance of damage taken in fights higher. So you have to float more health as buffer. And this immediately loses us a lot of buffer health, right? So, gosh. But it is 5 of them. It sure is 5 apparitions, theoretically.
Mhm.
If we had a bottled corruption, you just click on it, right?
No, of
You just
course.
click the event. But in the absence of anything to guarantee, like we'll have many fights to where this is actually 2 apparitions. I think that's the way we have to
But
frame
does
it.
2 apparitions buy us the time to set up Feel No Pain, Dark Embrace, or Shockwave in a way that is significant enough to justify?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, right?
That's like my big argument towards doing this is this is a deck that not only currently wants to be set up before it really executes a lot, specifically outside of floor fights, like I'm talking about elite fights and boss fights.
right.
Right. But then it's also a deck that wants more things that will set up with these. It wants corruption. It wants the barricade. It wants Juggernaut.
Yeah. An apparition is certainly a help for barricade. And that's a big one that wasn't on our previous runs with Snecko Eye. Apparition makes it so much easier on the typical case to scale up a bit of base block, which can be a problem in fights like the Heart fight because you can't get ahead, right? You're taking so much damage that you can't actually stack any block. But if you can reduce incoming damage to 1 or to 15, you can overstack and start to get real damage out of the body slam. So, hey, if you want to do it, I think there's a winning line. I think that it does increase some of our risk immediately, but it also might be exactly the thing that lets us take tons of elites, and that might reduce our risk and variance in the long run. We could do it. I'm scared.
How are we doing against the elites here at the moment with this deck?
Yeah. So, Impervious and Shockwave are our biggest, like, reduce damage cards. And then, obviously, Immolate, Blood for Blood is what we've got to push damage back. That's really it. That's really it. Body Slam on a good turn, right? So, yeah.
Good turns for Body Slam are a little bit easier to achieve with the extra 2 draw from the Snecko Eye already as well, by the way.
True. Can I see the map?
Yeah.
I guess, may I see the map?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so fixed. Okay, so we're fighting up to 3 elites if we don't ever rest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can rest in between the first 2, but still.
And what are our high priority upgrade targets? Immolate, Impervious, Shockwave now, probably.
Yeah. Exactly those three.
Bash. Although Bash less important with the Shockwave in the deck. Blood for Blood is still more damage, but the upgrade for cost is irrelevant. Okay. Tell you what, let's do it. We have the Lizard Tail to even out that extra variance. And I think that this might be the kind of thing that lets us take 3 elites. And that's exactly the kind of thing we need to do to win.
Oh, God, we got bad cost ones in the hand. Why didn't you warn me about this?
I know, if only I had thought that the effective apparition count would be less than 5. That would have been such a clever thing to think of.
Jeez,
no,
Teak.
it's okay. It's okay. We got the Shockwave online. That's good.
Yeah.
And we've got 4 energy next turn.
Also, taking very little damage in order to still get the Runic Cube draw.
Yeah.
Love
Hey,
it.
that's a Runic Cube synergy. That's true. That's true. We can afford to just not block while we're setting up and turn a couple. Yeah. Okay, so now we really badly want a sustain card or relic. So that we can use that health aggressively, like not block on those turns on purpose to draw. Like honestly here, I think you don't block. I think you apparition and you bash and strike.
The problem is apparition blocks us now. The Feel No Pain's in play.
Oh crap, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. We can't win. We can only not die.
I mean, eventually the enemy will die of old age and we'll be, well, actually, I mean, the avocado is going to rot, but it'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll still win. It's okay.
Can we True Grit the defend here to maximize damage on this turn? Right? True Grit, defend, clash, blood for blood.
No. Wait. True Grit the defend for the extra damage from the clash.
With the bash and the blood for blood, I think is the most we can do, right?
Oh. Yes. Sorry, I was trying to think of how do I fit Immolate into this play?
Yeah, me too at first. But then I had that moment where I caught it and I was like, wait, no, I can do more damage without Immolate if we get the clash involved.
Right.
And we get the block.
I had this weird line of like, if I can't play Immolate, the play is burn Immolate because it's so expensive and then play the
Right.
defend. Why?
Right. Brains are like that. They will convince us all sorts of things on the path to victory.
Get him.
You love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely love to. Okay, wait. Who's the... It's Champ.
That's a
we could
single
drop
solution for Champ, right? Yeah, I'm in. I mean, Gamble is end game valuable for sure, but
is it more valuable than the energy potion, which helps us play extra apparitions?
Maybe because it is also extra apparitions, right? We can discard the expensive ones and they're retained.
It's true.
Yeah.
Flame barrier. I like it.
Yeah, I love this flambe.
High cost defense. Very good synergy with a lot of the other stuff we're already doing in the deck. And obviously the
Shall we
Snecko.
Foyt?
Let's go for Foyt.
I know. Because we do have to actually get the back line down at some point or else. So do we ever pitch some stuff on this turn? Is this ever the fight to do it?
Ooh. I was thinking more like either Dark Embrace, Apparition, Body Slam for 4. 0 rather than none.
0.
Or just double Apparition and hold out while we wait for the Immolate and Shockwave.
Yeah. My only concern is that once we get... Is it Ensnare or Entangle? I always get it backwards.
Entangle.
You think it's... Okay. Once we get Entangled, that could deny... Like, getting denied 1 round of Immolate is a fight-losing circumstance. But I guess we have the Gambling Brew later, too. And Dark Embrace Apparition is already pretty solid.
We're also drawing a full 10 cards next turn. The Runic Cubes as well as the Snecko Eye. And we can pitch all of them to instantly find the Shockwave as well as the Immolate.
Okay, I'm really big in on this Dark Embrace Apparition plan.
Oh,
honestly.
We're going for the Dark Embrace now instead.
Yep. Yeah, because then we've also set up to have maintained optionality for the rest of the fight. I think that's worth losing 1 apparition.
That's what I was worried about. Yeah.
It's okay though. We will be back to it. And like you said, we can just pitch 10. And now we almost definitely do. Because look how it fixes our draw. We draw 10, we pitch all of them, and then we've overdrawn so that our discard is smaller.
Okay.
Dang. I genuinely did not consider what about the 1 chance that we draw the Immolate here.
Huh, that's okay. I should have either mentioned it or not claimed to have seen it.
Pitch them all, I think.
Really?
Right? Because if we pitch them all right here, we redraw. So we get to immolate very fast.
Okay. Okay, I like it.
See what I'm saying?
We can hold True Grit and still get to the next deck cycle.
Do we care? What is it? I guess it would be for the body slam?
Wait, no. We're
Right?
going into an apparition. We're already apparitioned up. We're fine.
I think we've decided that 1 health is worth 1 card, right? Like we've basically just concluded that brutality is fair cost. Is the way I'm looking at it?
Yeah.
What a friggin' turn. Nice.
We still split the damage.
Yeah. Because now just a strike, right? A 0-cost strike is there.
Yeah.
That's huge. And the 2 exhaust at the end too. I am glad we set up the Dark Embrace. I wonder if the correct line was Apparition first and then Dark Embrace to avoid that circumstance. But this ended up being what, like a 5 damage fight? It's pretty acceptable.
Yeah, something like that. Wait,
Did
was
we
it
come in with
5
any
or did we
damage?
take in 2 on previous? I think we took 2 on previous ones because that's when we got the
This was a 3 damage fight. So that's pretty
and
good.
3 damage we could have blocked but wanted to. Oh,
Wait a minute. That's do we
But
do we skip it?
But it's so good against the heart. Well,
But it's also so bad against our runic cube.
While it is bad against the runic cube, we have to remember that Feel No Pain is already anti-synergistic with using the runic cube alongside the apparitions. Because even if we don't play them, as if the Feel No Pain is ever in play, they exhaust from ethereal or they exhaust from being played. So we're just not going to be able to block 1 hits at that point anyway.
True, but did you see what it did in this fight? It gave us a 10-card hand on turn 2 for 3 life. That's a pretty good trade. And before the Feel No Pains are online, you know, being able to apparition and draw cards like that. But it's Tungsten Rod and okay, is the thing that pushes us over the edge that we have less max HP, so we actually need to not take damage from like the ×15 hit?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I feel really gross about turning off our runic cube synergy. Honestly, it's like so strong to be able to produce cards with 1 HP. It's such a good it's a very good trade in every scary fight.
It is, but you know, other than the apparitions, how often do we get to play into it? And even then, are we going to want to turn down playing Feel No Pain as often as we would need to in order to make sure we can do it?
Yeah, that's true. And our effective card draw is already pretty high.
Yeah.
And maybe it's enough to just get a couple draws right in the beginning, right? Like if the deck sets up well, maybe it's enough. Oh, but it's not. This isn't Ascension 20. Beat of Death starts at 1. Oh. Ooh, that might... Oh, I don't know, Rhapsody. I'm very confused. This is so weird because a lot of my analysis here would be based on, oh, it's okay. I can still take a couple Beat of Death hits to get set up in the beginning of the fight. But we actually can't if we take this Tungsten Rod. We are incapable of taking Beat of Death damage until Beat of Death gets buffed. And that's... Is that even the first cycle? That's second cycle.
That's
turn 7. Yeah. You know, it's probably worth because we don't have any sustain. But isn't it scary?
But the tungsten god, though.
I know. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying the tungsten is like, it's probably worth taking because we don't have any sustain.
Yeah, but I'm sitting on the other side of the conversation now.
Right. Well, but you know, that's good, right? Because that means that's validating for both of us that we have concluded that 1 health for 1 card is a good trade. And which also means brutality is a good card. That's so crazy. This is the first time I've ever like very strongly considered skipping Tungsten Rod. And would we ever take Rupture in this run? Would that ever be like an actual strong thing that we could do? Certainly not compared to a demon form or something, right? But
yeah, but what would we compare the Rupture to? What do we have to activate it?
Beat of Death.
Excuse me? Does that work now?
Yeah. Oh wait, Rupture says.
Whenever
Yeah,
you play a card that causes you to lose HP or something. Wait. We should finish this reward screen before looking at Rupture.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Beat of Death doesn't trigger Rupture. That's only brutality and combust and bloodletting. And you're right.
Yeah, because I remember playing it at the time, like the heart had just come out, and I went to the heart with, I think, 3 ruptures in my deck because I was like, this is the best plan of all time.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
It was just sad that it didn't, especially because like I was thinking like your cards result in you taking, or whenever you play a card that loses HP or something like that. I was thinking, like, it's an extension of my card. My card is causing me to lose the HP through Beat of Death. Surely.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So let's not over. Here's. This will help us solve this. This is, by the way, this may be the single longest, most difficult decision in the whole run, and I definitely think it's worth the time to consider. I think we are over-rotating our decision around what we think might or might not be correct against the heart. But what's correct now? Like right now, is not taking this the thing that makes us more consistent at fighting elites, or does taking it allow us to fight more fights because in spite of not having sustain, we reduce our chip incoming? So my guess is that seeing more cards is the thing that we need to consistently take down these fights. But that gets a little complex when Immolate is not the card that wins the fight. Right? Like, we don't actually have a great way to scale up tons of damage against... Oh, and we have Snecko Eye. Dude, I think we should skip this. I think being able to set up things like Impervious Body Slam is too important.
All right.
Did we just skip Tungsten Rod?
Yeah.
What is this game?
Sometimes even almost always there is a lens through which you can justify almost any position.
Yeah. This is why I love the game, though. You know, it's like people are always seeking for me to give them, can you just tell me what are the cards that are always pick? I love this, yeah. And what are the cards that are never pick? Or what are the relics that are... And I have always said, genuinely, I have taken or skipped every relic in the game and every card in the game. Well, not every relic, right? Because some relics truly never have a downside. But I have taken or skipped every card in the game at some point, and I have taken or skipped most relics in the game at some point. You can always find a way to twist the worst thing and find an opportunity to use it, or the best thing and not have a place for it.
Yep.
Tungsten is one of those that's like it is S tier for the heart fight in 99% of runs. I guess this run is in the 1%.
It'll have to be.
It'll have to be, yeah.
All right. Come on. Sorry, I'm just going through the mechanical stuff and making sure.
No worries. I'm deeply entranced by this world that I'm living. I'm just watching you click cards right now, and I'm loving it.
Oh, it's a shame we have the Snecko Eye. That Havoc is nice. Oh, well.
Yeah. A shame. No, there's no shame. Yes, money. Money will buy us happiness.
Money is very good. What relics could appear next floor that we would be like, no, we should have given up the money?
None that we can't replace with money which bought us other relics.
Love it.
Truly, this may be the one case where this is like consistently true, right? Because there are some rare relics that we will be very sad to have to skip. Not being able to take, I guess we're just Shockwave, or do we Immolate and get the kill?
I'm thinking Immolate, actually, just push hard.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. Here it is in our opening hand, right?
It's also 2 plated armor off this character.
Having to skip the Tori, having to skip the Incense Burner, having to skip the Fossilized Helix, or the, maybe not so much Fossilized, but all of those are kind of sad skips, for sure. But we have the capacity to just look at a set of things in a shop and buy the one which is best for us, right?
Yep.
I've got to imagine that that's stronger on average, like significantly stronger.
Gonna have to hope that we find a shop relatively early next floor or in one of these 2 question marks. I would
we have a
love
chance to see it here. Yeah. What is your #1 purchase right now?
Ooh.
I'll think about it. I know you're trying to close this fight down too. That's a lofty question.
No, I
mine
know
is
it.
not a relic.
Yours isn't a relic?
No, I think right now,
I thought
genuinely,
we were just talking about relics, but what's yours?
I know, but I think genuinely right now the power trio that we talked about, Barricade, Demon Form, Corruption particularly, are stronger than any relic in the game right now for us.
Yeah, 100% agreed. The consideration that I have for what I want from the store though, specifically exclusively relics. If I'm including cards, then yeah, same. Also, entrench, but after the rest of those.
Yeah.
The one that I want is the Canopic Jar. What's it? Birdface Urn?
Birdface Urn. Yeah.
We've got 3 powers in the deck. It would completely solve any slight HP problems we have at any point.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And it's a way to keep leaning on our choice to not take Tungsten Rod. I think that's really clever.
Ooh.
Unfortunate that it draws the card at the end of the turn.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 1 cost incremental. Honestly, I think this Combust is skippable just because we have Snecko Eye.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get to Immolate so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
what about that Shrug It Off though?
I love the Shrug It Off here. Yeah, I love the Shrug It Off.
That was my ooh.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Become extremely literate.
It's in a book. Okay, that's fine. It's more powers. Better Canopic Jar. What's Canopic Jar? What's that from?
Oh my
God.
It's from Egyptian mythology. Mythology from archaeology.
It's so good.
Oh,
There's
God.
the sustain we wanted. We found.
You sure you don't want 5 more max HP?
Oh, I'm dead sure. How high is Mango for you right now? There's that Juggernaut you wanted.
I could happily go for Mango. If we get it early enough, I could more happily go for a Singing Ball.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would destroy a Mango right now, for sure.
Okay.
So I have pet names for most enemies and events in this game.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not like some grand clever design. It's just something that I stumbled on over time. I call the triple muggers fight in this act Romeo and Juliet. There is no reason that it should be Romeo and Juliet because there's only Romeo in the middle.
Yeah.
Pointy and Bear. That one's reading Rainbow for sure. Enchiridion, Nilry's Codex, Necronomicon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what it's actually called at this point.
Something right? Tome, who knows?
We just did it.
Yeah. I kind of want to pitch this hand. We're full on potion slots at the moment, but also we're about to take 10 damage before going into an elite fight.
Hey, what breaks first? Berry in a bottle or lizard tail?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know.
I don't remember either.
Is it recency? Is it the oldest one? Is it the most impactful one? Here. Do relics always trump potions or the inverse?
First, fairy, bottle, or like if it's fairy in a bottle, we can just take 10 on this turn, I think, because this fairy in a bottle first. Yeah, fairy in a bottle first, and I wonder, like, okay, let's say that we got Sozu.
Mm-hmm.
These are potentially in-game potions, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Like we might have the setup that allows us to take Sozu right here.
Mm-hmm.
We might be forced to take it anyway, but I wonder if it's worth taking the risk on that health. But if it's Book of Stabbing... Oh, we have Bloody Idol, dude. Oh, we can take the 10 damage, I think.
Okay.
Because we're actually going to be at 8. Assuming we don't get destroyed from it.
I wasn't thinking about the Bloody Idol adding to us. Also, actually, the Ceramic Fish, if we take a card, we're going to heal more.
Yeah. Oh, and Ornamental Fan procs right here. Yeah, we were fine. Because we have Clash, Body Slam, Strike. We've got 4 more block.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. So our net damage after the Bloody Idol is 1. And like you said, if we take cards, we win forever.
It's all good.
It's all good. And we love to click on cards. Do we?
Do we love to click on any of these cards? I don't know if we do.
Do we?
I think I'm no longer excited about cards.
I think you're right.
Hey, Demon Form turn 1, Nabats.
Let's hope that shows up next fight. That would be huge.
Fingers crossed, saves us the Cultist Potion.
Yeah, yeah. I guess there's other powers that could show up that would be enough for us to beat Champ. Like, well...
Barricade.
I don't know if we can scale hard enough with Barricade. Maybe. If the apparitions line up well, it might cost us a Gambler's Brew or something.
I mean, more than that, I'm just thinking with the 2 Feel No Pains in play, like,
Yeah.
Barricade just does work.
Yeah. Although we didn't... Did we buy Burning Pact?
We did not,
we bought
no.
Energy Pot. So we've got 1 True Grit. We are hungry for more manual exhaust, it feels.
Mm-hmm. I would love a Fiend Fire right now so much.
Oh my gosh.
It solves
Yes.
so many problems at the same time.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Or like, I mean, tried and true. You know, you throw in, it's a 3-piece. You put in the power through, you put in the second wind, and you put in the evolve. And then our deck has a consistent way to take advantage of. Oh, do we have the lethal here?
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh. Most excellent. There it is. There's the barricade.
Thank you, game.
Okay, does that mean we upgrade Impervious?
Either that or Flame Barrier, but I think Impervious first.
I think so too. That is hype. Does that save us the cultist spot?
Yeah, we
Wow.
still get
Hey,
it.
It works. You know, technically Brutality works even if you have Tungsten Rod. It just wouldn't give us 2 draws.
Yeah, because
I think we
the
save
print on the
Impervious,
card
right?
still does it. I think you save Impervious? Yeah. I think the apparition just defend.
Yeah. Because we're just trying to set up Barricade and run away. Sail away from this fight.
I mean, we can trigger it one of the garbage cards earlier, so like a strike or something.
Sure. I'm paying really close attention because I'm totally prepared. And are we just not attacking to save Art of War? Or are we doing... We probably are chipping, right?
Just with the 18 there, I was like, kind of got a chip with that, but I do regret it immediately.
I don't know.
I would think about throwing the apparitions possibly with the Gambler's Brew, but I don't think we need to.
I think the question is... The real question is, can we Gamblers here to not Cultist? Because I'm totally ready to late game Cultist if we're going to end up dying. I don't want to die to Champ. We're about to be in a pretty difficult place if we can't scale really fast. So...
Oh, I was thinking we were going to manage to scale our defense pretty well here. Are we not?
I hope so. I think if we can Impervious on a turn where we're not frail and we can True Grit away all the strikes, then we should be okay. But really, our biggest recurring block is what? 1 Ghostly Armor? It's not that crazy. I think we're okay. I think you're right. I think we're okay. Big Impervious on this turn, like, might as well just do it.
Yeah.
Begin the body slam. Yeah. Nice.
Power up the base cannon.
Yeah, you're right. We made it.
Okay, but also, the champ just did give us 3 turns in a row of not attacking us, which is very kind.
This has been the most generous champion I've ever seen. In fairness, I guess he's always generous in his willingness to give you a free shot, weakling, which is always such a bold thing, you know. Who was it free for?
That's ultimate sportsmanship right there, frankly, as far as I'm concerned.
I guess so.
Yeah, you're not outscaling me anymore. I've got the True Grit every second hand. We're done.
If only we had Entrench.
If only. It'll happen next act. How about that?
Yeah. I will say, I think we really want and...
I'm just having fun with it now.
We really want an energy, and we really want to like get some good upgraded blocks, like upgraded Shrug It Off. Even a oddly smooth stone and weakness to help us outscale. Because I've had a lot of runs to where I was like, wow, nothing can touch me, and then I died to the heart because the requirement to outscale the heart fight is so much higher. I think we still take demon form, right? I think so. Like, Brutality is... Yeah, I think we do.
It randomizes its cost unless it's 1 or 0 on the first draw. You're not playing it, right? It's the demon form.
In the absence of Mummified Hand, yeah. We're happy with the Brutality that comes out of Enchiridion, but...
Ooh, that's easy energy right there. That's the Cursed Key.
Yeah, you got to take the energy, I think. I agree.
Love
Huge
a couple easy
act.
decisions.
Oh, what
Not just a huge
wild-
act, but like from this point right here until this, ridiculous. So the deck like tripled in ability.
I mean, heck, walk it back. Old coin, massive stored value, and then we Enchiridion.
Mm-hmm.
Enchiridion is a big deal for us. And then we Bloody Idled,
Yeah.
and then we got Barricade. That was like those last 4 steps were big steps.
Ridiculous second half of the act. We'll see the first half of the third act, and then all of the rest of the third act, and heck, we'll even throw in the fourth act free in the next video. Linked in the description down below. Hope to see you there.